Hi everyone, welcome to the Do It Yourself Trek series. I'm Vishnu Bene from India Hikes. In this video, we are talking about the second highest fort in Maharashtra, the Dhodap Fort Trek. This trek is filled with so many surprises, and every trekker who goes to this trek and comes out is really amazed at all the things that they experienced on this trail. Speaking about this trek is Saini Krishnamurthy with us. She's an avid trekker from Mumbai. She's done close to 200 treks in the Sahyadris itself. Even after 200 treks, she still puts Dhodap in her top 3 treks in Maharashtra. Let's welcome Saini and speak more about the Dhodap Fort trek. Hi Saini.
Hi Vishnu.
Saini, the Dhodap Fort trek itself, it offers something very unique to the trekkers. As I said, there are a lot of surprises, and there's an amazing climb to the fort itself, which looks like it's hanging high up in the air. But what else does this trek offer to the trekkers?
Vishnu, you are absolutely right. So this fort really does look like it's hanging high up in the air, and it indeed is, because like you mentioned, it's the second highest fort in Maharashtra, standing tall at 4,750 feet. And I don't think there is any other mountain in Maharashtra or in the Western Ghats that has as unique a shape and as unique features as Dhodap does. You can very clearly find which mountain is Dhodap by the beautiful cleft that is entirely natural, which looks almost like someone pulled a chunk of rock from a big slab of rock. And of course, even outside of that, Dhodap offers everything. It's a thrilling trail to walk on. It tests in the endurance of trekkers of all experience levels. And for people who want to explore forts, Dhodap is huge. Even when you reach the first plateau, walking from one end of the plateau to the other will take you 1 to 1.5 hours alone. And going all the way to the top, by the time you reach the final point, the number of ancient idols, caves, wells, and inscriptions and just gateways, arched doorways that you see on the trail really transport you back into another time. And then to top it all off, when you finally reach the top and you're exhausted completely from your climb, you immediately get refreshed in an instant because of the beautiful views that surround you. You are surrounded by some of the tallest forts, tallest peaks, and tallest pinnacles, climbing pinnacles in the region. And you can see them as far as the eye goes. So Dhodap is one for all the seasons and one for all times of the day. You go there during sunrise, you can go there during sunset, and it will never continue, it will never stop amazing you.
Saini, this sounds like a complete trek if you're going there, and there's so many things that this trek has to offer. You tell me that there are 3 plateaus that you would be climbing on, and the first one is where the goldsmith houses were there, and then you climb up, and the second plateau itself offers so many different surprises altogether again. And a lot of things are laid down in history as well. So can you take us through what you see in this second plateau?
Absolutely. So Vishnu, in a true sense of the word, once you reach the second plateau, you have entered the fort. And you can sense that. And why I say that is because before you even enter the second plateau, you're greeted by a beautiful doorway. And next to the doorway is a very, very old, centuries old inscription in Farsi that announces who was, the ruler of this fort way back in the 16th century. So not just on Dhodap, but there are 2 other forts in this region where you find the same inscription. One is Indrai Fort and the other one is Zawra Fort, both in the vicinity. Once you cross that inscription, once you cross the beautiful entranceway, you're greeted by ruins of the fort, of probably some old storerooms or probably someone's actual living quarters, who knows. But all that remains are a couple of walls. And then you're greeted by a beautiful carpet of wildflowers if you go during monsoon, and underneath the pockets of grass and wildflower are many water reservoirs kept for all the people who used to live on the fort way back in the days. And you also see, a beautiful rectangular cut caves that are there, which I think in the past used to be a watch point for people to see what was happening below. So I think just that. And then as you begin the traverse from the second plateau towards the third and the final plateau, you're surrounded by, you're on a narrow trail, you're surrounded by, lush green grass, you're surrounded by the beautiful towering pinnacle of the fort that still seems very far off despite having climbed so much. And then, of course, on your left-hand side, you're completely exposed to the valley below. And that's when you realize that, I'm truly on a very, very high point, and yet this fort is reaching even higher. So I think the second plateau is really where all the action begins and where you really start getting excited about the fort, the place, the views, as well as the remnants of history on the fort.
Wow, I love how you put it, and it's almost like this trek is a time travel back to the time when there were rulers who were ruling out of these forts and how their life there was on the fort itself. It truly is magical, and I can understand why this is such a complete trek to do. There you go, guys. I was Saini Krishnamurthy speaking about the Dhodap Fort trek. To know more about the trek itself and to find the complete documentation, all you have to do is just click on the DIY section on our website indiahikes.com to find the complete itinerary, the GPS trail and photos of the Dhodap Fort trek. I'm Vishnu Bene from India Hikes, and you are watching the Do It Yourself Trek series.